Thank you. Hey, my name's Jared, and this is my dog Beans. We're both thankful you're here. I really love drawing. It's one of those rare and beautiful things in life that I don't do because I think the world needs what I have. I do it instead because I need what it gives. So a couple years back, I decided to start building this website. It's called ITriedMyBest.com. I committed to carrying around this little black book, drawing things that made me think or smile. Drawing people, people with hairy legs, animals, animals with hairy legs, really anything. It's not that these things are drawn with some masterful skill. Instead, my hope is that they're drawn with a lot of heart, a lot of love, and I can always promise that I tried my best. So all these drawings are screen printed on t-shirts, and the t-shirts are posted on this website. They're only sold for a certain number of days, or only a certain amount are printed, making them limited run and a little bit more special. At the end of the day, I hope you dig the tees and the drawings, but even more than that, I hope you dig doing what gives you life. Be that dancing, or cooking, or gardening, rollerblading, or walking dogs. Whatever it is, I think we're called to just do our best, because what else is there to do?
I kind of felt like I needed to start the talk like this, just like the tail end of that video. My name's Jared. I'm really grateful to be here, and if I'm speaking just so candidly, I never thought I'd be giving a TED Talk about trying my best or weird drawings, but I'm hopeful that this evening and this conversation is kind of a testimony to just creating, trying, failing, succeeding, but most importantly, trying. You know, I feel like I keep feeling like I need to do different things like raise my invisible champagne glass to toast after that statement. So I went to, well, actually, we'll go back there. I went to Hope College, and when I was at Hope, I studied chemistry and jazz. And when I was studying, I had notes and atoms and scales and molecules and all kinds of things bombarding my noggin, and I always took a deep breath when I went and longboarded. That was my therapy. It was kind of my hiatus from the studies. As I was growing up and I was young, I was always entrepreneurially inclined. When I was a boy, I would travel deep into the forest and gather the logs that you would lift the bark off, and you would see those strange little worm trails. Can you nod your heads if you know what I'm talking about? I would bring those to the side of the street, and I would set up a booth and sell them and claim they were ancient Native American carvings, and I would charge extraordinary amounts of dollars for them. So the entrepreneurial thing was always kind of in my blood. My sophomore year of college, I got together with my best buddy Bobo, and I said, we're going to start a longboard wheel company. The industry was just totally teeming with brands that were red, black, skulls, crossbones, and I always talked to Al and said, Al equals Bobo. Sorry if I reverse in and out. So I was talking to Bobo, and we always had this conversation of why are we skating? Why are we doing what we're doing on these planks of wood? And it was because we loved it. It was because it brought us a ton of joy. And so we thought, well, let's make a longboard brand that represents joy rather than represents death or whatever the other brands were representing. So we started Sweet Spot Wheels. We gathered our troops of brand ambassadors. It was a quirky team. This is Bobo. This is me. Strange Blanket Boy is Grand Valley State guy. And we started building this brand, and fast forward a year from when we developed the concept, we had wheels and a website, and somehow we sold close to $40,000 worth of merchandise out of my dorm room at Hope College. We were selling wheels all over the world, and it was very bizarre. And this is the first point in the talk where I just want to pause and say, I was not qualified to start a longboard wheel company. I was a pre-med music human with really no experience in this realm. And that's what I'm mostly here to talk to you about. I think that oftentimes in life we are at these precipice, where we can either merely be talking or we can commit to doing. And I think that those are scary, like self-admittedly, when we encounter these moments. And for me, it might have been wheels. For you, something else, right? But I think that fear and pride are such instruments of destruction in the creative process. And I think they have their way of putting us down. And I think the big picture is when we take a step back and we look at these decisions or creating or whatever you're thinking about in your noggin right now. If you commit and succeed, well, great. Like, you learned something, right? If you commit and you fail, great, you learned something. I think sometimes we have to take ourselves and put ourselves in this more childlike pursuit of trying things, because I think it has a way of rewiring our perception of success. It changes success from being fame and fortune to a new currency, a new metric, and maybe that metric or currency is learning. So we built a well in our first year too with some of the money, and that was super exciting. Forgot about that slide. Oh, I forgot about that slide too. We also put our wheels in these strange milk cartons, and kids liked it a lot. They said, "Let's go skate the ski moo do." So I left Hope and I went to Western Michigan, and I had surgery right before I left on my right wrist. I was going to go down and play bass down there. And I was sitting in a poli-sci class, and we were talking about geography, and I was writing notes with my left hand, and I was drawing these strange doodles with my left hand, and I started drawing the states, and I took a step back, and I said, well, those look so dumb. And then I kind of took a step back from the other side, and I said, wow, those kind of look dope. And then I drew this strange sloth, and I'm going to share with you my first draft. The first draft was intended to be a buffalo. Do you see the buffalo? Thank you. So I started this brand called I Tried My Best, and my first piece that I sold was a very hairy leg. My mom and I belly laughed in the kitchen when somebody bought that off my Etsy site. The point of all this, it's not about these weird drawings and t-shirts. It's about doing what you love. It's about what I was saying in the video, if it's dancing or cooking or this or that. I think we have to find a way to combat those obstacles of pride and fear and humble ourselves to just being willing to try, whether that means that you're going to fail or succeed. I want to finish with a Kurt Vonnegut quote from a friend. I'm just going to read it. I know you can read it, but I want to read it with you. This is in regards to the arts. They are a very human way of making life more bearable. Practicing an art, no matter how well or badly, is a way to make your soul grow, for heaven's sake. Sing in the shower, dance to the radio, tell stories, write a poem to a friend, even a lousy poem. Do it as well as you possibly can. You will get an enormous reward. You will have created something. Thank you.